traffic, helicopter 814 Echo Hotel, lifting St. Lodge westbound.
Oh, we like this ride, don't we?
Oh, pretty day.
Follow our favorite river. Well, you know, as we leave our backyard here, we venture into the Arctic North, which is kind of the last zone where nobody's been yet.
That's where the highest mountains are in this area, so there's got to be some rad lines in there someplace.
You know what they say, there's always a better line over the next ridge. Pretty much, this is all undiscovered terrain out here now.
It's getting more and more vertical as we get back here farther.
You know, one of the things that we're going to be running up against, Drew, is finding a zone that can please everyone. We don't want to scare anybody to the point of wanting to be helicoptered off the top of the mountain. There's plenty out here. It's just a matter of taking our time and finding the right one.
Let me call back to base and we'll get the troops headed this way.
Sounds good.
My last day of riding, I'm gonna miss it. This schedule that's been so fun-filled, and I'm gonna miss all these guys so much, you know? We're just being like a nice team.
If we can find a face up here somewhere that looks like it might be workable, I'll go ahead and try and set down on the top, and we'll go with that.
Sounds good. 7601, this is one of the highest peaks out here. Let's just go see if we can get in up there.
Okay, the winds are pretty strong today, so I may have to make a couple of attempts at it.
This will be one of the hairier lines, I guarantee that.
Being on the top of that thing with the winds blowing, I was scared. I didn't think, I'm like, there's no way we're going down this. True fact is, I was scared. You know, I could say, oh, I didn't trust this, and that, but I'm scared to fall down that mountain.
You know, when I'm scared, I know that it's not right, you know, for me at least, at that time.
Gnarly. It was super gnarly. Yeah, when the wind was just hammering so much, I didn't even think the helicopter was going to come back.
Well, conditions got to be just right to do a mountain like 7601. You know, there's no doubt that there's plenty of peaks out there to ride, but we were kind of coming up short on time, and we still wanted to get that one big run in before we all left.
The hardest thing for me is to actually come down to earth and just be like, okay, here's something I can do. Because I always look at, I want to do these superhero lines. How big do you think that like middle cliff band is? Is this huge?
I don't know, dude.
Probably, huh?
Looks like it's gonna be pow.
I think it's gonna be killer.
There's a lot of ridge on the way down. See all those things?
So I think this is us right here in this cornice. If you came in like that, that would be skier's ride a little bit to get around the rock band or to get out where you can look at it.
I learn something every day when I'm on the mountain. The one I talk to the most would probably be Farmer. You know, he just puts it in such a way that it's easy to understand.
Yeah, just don't cut. If there's a huge river of snow or whatever, don't get in it. You just stay. As long as you stay on that wall, you'll be all right.
when it really comes down to it, you know, it's pretty much the best thing ever. And it's way better than competition, I know that, you know? Or like, you don't expect anything of yourself. You know, I'm just gonna go out and make a few turns today.
You know, she had a special sparkle in her eye for this place. She did. She got confident. She knows that there's no limits up here. I just respect somebody that charges and that is not afraid, apprehensive, but not afraid to actually bust out when the time comes.
Not total power, but it's decent snow. 36.
I talked to Farm, and he's like, just slow down, like just take it under control. And I went out there and I just took my normal speed and just pulled it back just a notch.
Yeah, yeah! That's killer.
I found more clips. I found more little things to jump. I found the line I wanted to do way easier than if I was just blazing through there.
It's been kind of a revelation for me, so. Right now, I'm not in a lot of pain. But man, in the morning, I swear to God, for the first 3 or 4 hours, man, I can't raise my head off the pillow. Jack's pretty good, but it's nothing permanent, and I'm glad it wasn't serious, but I'm cool with it.
His line is sketchy. I honestly don't think he knows where he's gonna go until he's in it. There's this huge open powder face, or there's this sketchy rocky gorge. He's all, I'll take the gorge.
I had one good line this whole trip. One good line.
Oh man, by the time we'd finished, you know, the wind had died down, and Terje wanted to go back and have a look at 7601. You know, he had that mountain on his mind the whole time, I could tell.
Yeah, Terje's going to have a real good look at 7601 and probably ride it, so we would like the second group to come out right now and come over to F-top.
Copy that. Second group coming out to F-top. Yeah, Terje, that looks sick.
Terje's like, I'm going back to that. I'm doing it. Me and Farmer like, what?
The conditions were right. That was a big line, and just gotta jump on it when you can. Definitely needed a long run before I could leave Alaska.
When nobody's ever done something and it's a descent, or you don't know whether it's gonna avalanche or not, it's really sketchy.
If you mess up, it's like big consequences, you know?
Whenever you're doing the grand finale, the biggest peak or the gnarliest line, you have to have mental toughness. And one of the mental toughest snowboarders I know is Terje.
Terje Haakonsen's on top of that peak right there. It's called 7601. I think that's how high it is, 7,000. It's gonna be a first descent.
It's really gnarly up there. I mean, it's looking 60 degrees at the top just to get on the chute.
I know he was gripped. You have to be gripped on top of that.
He's gonna rip it, man. He's a good snowboarder.
God, he's hauling ass. He's totally raging down the face right now. Damn!
Hard. Gnarly. Absolutely amazing.
I was so impressed.
When you overcome that doubt and fear at the same time, and you pull it, you're just like jacked, you know? Jacked for sure.
It was awesome. And it's awesome to witness, and I feel privileged just to even see that. It's history. Truly history.
It gives you a great rush, that's for sure. You know, the butterflies, you know, a couple hours later, and, you know, I could have packed up and called it a day. I think I did, actually.
He overcame all his fears, which is the hardest thing for a human being to do. It's tough, man. I can't do it. Terje can. Farm can.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Once in a while.
Coming up here and like looking for first ascents and clay mountains, put names on them, you know, it's not an important thing to do. I think it's more just you have to satisfy yourself doing what you like to accomplish. You know, I got it all on this trip. Stoked with it. I can live with it. I can.
He's like probably one of the most amazing snowboarders I've ever met.
He's so fluid, and he's true master of his sport, and I don't think there's anything that that guy can't do on a snowboard. That was killer, man.